All right, so let's cut straight to the chase. AI isn't coming for your programming job. In fact, after 25 years in the industry, I can tell you with confidence that we're on the verge of a revolution that will make developers more valuable, not less. So think about it. Every major tech advancement in history has created more programming jobs, not fewer. I'm going to show you exactly why AI is about to supercharge programming careers, not replace them. The titan of techs are weighing in on this debate, and the answer is definitely going to surprise you. So let's dive into it today. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer Thompson. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, so tech CEO of Okta, Ted McKinnon, who knows a thing or two about connective systems, are predicting more software engineers in the future, not fewer. AI coding tools are proving to be productivity boosters that make developers more efficient. The history of programming shows that tools like compilers didn't eliminate jobs, they created new ones. Companies will always need humans who understand the business context behind the code they create. AI can write snippets of code, but humans excel at system design and critical thinking that machines can't replicate. Now, as a fractional CTO, I've seen firsthand how the most valuable developers are problem solvers, not just coders, not what I call a code monkey sitting in their cube typing code, right? So the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 17% growth for software developers through 2023, much faster than average jobs. Now, as AI reduces the barrier to entry, more people can build software, creating new opportunities in industries. But like anything else, getting into it, you've got to get good at it. So just like spreadsheets didn't replace accountants, AI won't replace programmers. It'll transform what they do. Now, companies are hiring for AI-related positions have doubled in the last 3 years, and it continues to grow rapidly. Even leaders who initially feared job losses are pivoting towards seeing AI as augmentation rather than replacing. So I've built multiple development teams from scratch, and the demand for talent problem solvers right now is only increasing. So we definitely have seen layoffs over the last couple of years, but this is because of the high interest rates. When interest rates go down, we're going to see the number of developers go crazy. So there's vastly more need for software than there are programmers to build it. And AI has unlocked this potential, this pent-up demand, right? So every crappy website you've ever seen for your doctor, dentist, insurance company, or government department represents an opportunity. As development becomes cheaper, we'll see explosive growth in software for previously undeserved markets. We're moving up the abstraction stack from assembly to high-level languages to AI-assisted development. Developers will become more like architects, with AI handling some of the tedious tasks like testing and some of the boilerplate code. This parallels what I saw when cloud computing emerged. It didn't eliminate IT jobs, it transformed them. When I first stood up Clean Router in 2009, one of the hardest problems that I had to solve was how we were going to get enough server computation power. So I actually, in my laundry room, got 2 different ISPs connected to my house, built out a bunch of systems, learned how to do virtualization, and learned how to build VMs that we could run our software against. Now I go to any of 100 different cloud providers, click a button, and spin up a server in 30 seconds. But what has this done? It's allowed me to accelerate business development, not limit the number of people. So if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out to us, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer because we can help you out. Now, AI tools still make critical mistakes like hallucinating and other things. One of my favorite ones is when AI doesn't know what to do with code, it just creates these fictitious libraries, right? And it'll be like, use this function from this library. And you go look it up, you're like, this library doesn't even exist. Or it'll generate libraries that's full of gibberish. So McKinsey studies show AI only reduced development times by about 10 to 12% for complex tasks, not wholesale replacement. Quality concerns persist, with 55% of developers expressing doubts about AI-generated code reliability. Code may look plausible, but contains invisible bugs or miss important business context. And don't even get me started about when you try to connect it to other things. Development isn't just about writing code. It's about understanding what to build in the first place. Now, I know everybody's heard, Google's saying that 25% of all their code was generated. But if you look at it, Google actually is still generating more code. They actually generated more code. It was almost all testing and boilerplate code that this 25% was. So I can tell you the hardest part about building software is not about syntax. It's about knowing problems to solve. Now, the most valuable future skill set for developers will be prompt engineering and system architecture. Understanding AI's strengths and weaknesses is going to be crucial, knowing when to code manually versus when to use AI. Communication with non-technical stakeholders becomes even more important as technical barriers lower. So this reminds me of when mobile devices exploded. Those who adapted thrived while others struggled. You want an example? Think of BlackBerry. They were king for a long time. They didn't learn to adapt. Adaptability has always been more valuable than specific technical skills. So the most effective development will be human plus AI partnerships, not AI alone. Studies have shown that AI assistant users complete tasks in half the time while they maintain quality. So testing, security, and infrastructure challenges will still require human oversight. Anthropic and OpenAI CEOs agree. AI will handle a lot of the coding, but humans direct what to create. So automation handles routine work while humans focus on creative work and on problem solving. Now, programming becomes less about learning syntax mastery and more about system thinking. Junior developers need to embrace AI tools, learn principles, learn patterns, and understand the fundamentals. They also need to learn how to spot when the junior developer, the AI, spits out some crappy code. Soft skills like communication problems and problem solving are even more crucial to differentiate. So the gap between code monkey and solution architect will widen with higher rewards later. So I've hired hundreds of developers throughout my career, and those who can translate business needs to technical solutions always win. So think of AI as your pair program and not as your replacement. So AI does lower the barrier to entry, right? But it creates a further gap to architect. Non-traditional developers with domain expertise will flourish in specialized niches. So when I built my first startup, development speed was our biggest constraint, and AI does definitely throw some difference on that, right? The future belongs to those who can leverage AI to run things against and to build boilerplate code so that they can develop faster and more efficiently. So we're moving into a natural language programming interface, right? This shift creates new specializations in AI. It's not about who can crank out code the fastest, because that problem's gone. It's now who can be most efficient at solving those business problems most effectively and in the best security. So AI augmented development will accelerate, and I think this is going to continue to see us. So this mirrors my experience building CleanRouter. Technological advances opened entirely new market opportunities. So human oversight becomes more critical as AI handles some development details, right? Implementation is where humans are really needed. That's the biggest difference, right? You have AI that can crank out some code, but the implementation is still requiring the humans. New responsibilities emerge around bias, security, and maintaining quality. So our role as developers evolves from writing thousands of lines of code to ensuring technology serves the business purpose the best. So if I were just a new junior developer, what I would do is I would invest in understanding AI capabilities, but also understand its limitations. Focus on developing your unique human strengths, right? Creativity and big picture thinking. Build your adaptability muscles. Develop expertise in testing and evaluating AI-generated solutions. So in my decades as leading tech teams, I've seen that constant learning is the only sustainable career strategy. The future belongs to developers who view AI as a powerful ally rather than as a threat. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, make sure you reach out to us, because our specialty here at Startup Pack is connecting systems. So check out startuppack.com/Spencer. Now, if you're looking to dive into technology or maybe you're in business admin, or you're specific into a niche in your business, reach out, because here our specialty is also training software developers in our licensed coding boot camps. So here's some great information that we have on our licensed coding boot camps, which we're able to get funding for almost everybody in right now. Check these out.
Want to become a software developer but don't want to spend 4 years in college and rack up massive student loan debts? Think you need technical expertise to get started? Welcome to Startup Hack, a better way to start your software career without student loans and years without income. One-on-one tutoring is included, so you never get stuck and have guidance through the whole process. No technical experience is necessary. Learn at your own pace and in your own space. Startup Hack has worked with local state agencies in your area to make it so that qualifying students can get the program costs covered entirely, and students can start earning while they learn.
Startup Hack's .NET Coding Bootcamp was a game changer for my career. As someone with no prior programming experience, I was initially intimidated by the idea of learning to code, but the instructors at Startup Hack broke down complex concepts into easy to understand lessons and provided hands-on projects that really cemented my understanding. The curriculum was comprehensive and up to date and got me ready for my first job. What really set Startup Hack apart was the focus on practical, real-world skills. Thanks to Startup Hack, I landed my dream job as a .NET developer within weeks of graduating. I went from knowing nothing about code to building professional-grade web applications in just a few intense months. If you're looking to break into .NET development or level up your coding skills, I cannot recommend Startup Hack enough.
Complete our 3-month coding bootcamp, gain hands-on experience, and land a paid internship. With 2 years of experience, on average, our graduates are making over $80,000 per year. The 3-month program includes technologies from Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. No debt, just a quick path to earning. Check out startuphack.com to code your future and start today.